If you've been through any betrayal before, for example, if you grew up in a home where there was a lot of chaos and parents didn't trust parents and they gave that mistrust to you, then you will be more likely to struggle when you're dating about trusting your partner. Sometimes I see an inability to trust after infidelity in a marriage. That's one of the most difficult things, is for couples to rebuild their trust together. And you can understand it. If you've been hurt at a heart level where you actually felt sick because of betrayal of someone important in your life, then when you're with someone, whether it's someone that hurt you directly or you're dating someone, you're going to be very suspicious. You're going to be guarded. And this makes sense. You don't want to get hurt again. That kind of heartbreak is devastating. If you're dating someone, oftentimes you don't know if their issue is they don't trust you. They behave in a peculiar way and you have many questions like, why do they do this? I thought they were as into me as I was into them. And I think if you know ahead of time what it looks like when you mistrust someone, what it looks like when you're trying to, but yet you don't trust it, then you'll be able to bring this up right away. And this is especially helpful if you're with a person trying to rebuild trust after betrayal of some sort. So the first thing is, when you don't trust someone, you distance yourself. And it's not necessarily something they said or something they did. You may have had a dream and you wake up in the morning or you hear something, or maybe they do say something and it triggers you and you clench down and you're like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be with this person. I don't know if I can trust this person. And honestly, guys, that might be after a very intimate night, because sometimes you'll see this behavior when you're so close to them that you realize you've given this person the power to basically annihilate you, to really hurt you, to destroy you. And then you start recoiling like, gosh, maybe I trust them too much. Maybe I better rethink this. I don't feel good about this. And that's normal. That push and pull is very normal when you're working to rebuild trust. If it's helpful for you to know this, it might be a really good idea for you to tell your partner. So they're on the, they're going to notice if you pull back. Just say, you know what, I'm just being careful. I want to protect myself. And usually they'll respect that. They'll understand it. Sometimes if they overreact, that's a sign to me that they might not exactly be someone I would trust either. Because really anybody that cares about you should be open to that and say, no, listen, I get it. I totally get it. And maybe even share, I feel that way myself sometimes. The second thing you'll see is they try to control the dynamics of the relationship. They're not really a controlling person, but they're trying to control how they are, what happens in the relationship, so they don't get hurt. So for example, they might discourage you from, maybe you shouldn't come tonight. Maybe, they might discourage you by wanting a little bit more space. Or they may feel like they'll feel guilty, or they'll say something and say, I feel terrible about this, but it's just the way I feel. They struggle with guilt a lot because they know on one hand that what you're doing isn't your fault, but yet they feel bad about it. Like they're scared. It scares them. It's a reaction of fear. They may say something like, it would be difficult, like if someone wants you to trust them or they're trying to do that, they might say something like, it might be difficult for you to find another person. Or they might say something that triggers your need for them. And just know, if that happens, that usually means the person who said something like that is feeling very insecure. So they probably have trust issues too. when someone has trust issues, one of the ways they can try and fix it is if they control the relationship to let you know how good you have it in the relationship. It makes them feel a little bit more confident. Okay, well, I think I can trust them because they know I'm a really good person and they know that they're lucky to be with me. I know it's not ideal, but when people are scared, they're reacting out of fear that you're going to hurt them. They say things that you might have to overlook or forgive if they're not really a controlling person. And you usually can get that by the way they treat you throughout the evening, or especially if it's a first or second date. But for my couples who are married and had betrayal, this kind of behavior happens all the time. And it's very difficult because one partner, the one who got betrayed, is always looking for a way to have some leverage that if something happens, you won't destroy them again. The third thing is you might interpret ambiguous cues, or they may look at you and start acting like they're suspicious of you again for no reasons. Like, as the person who this is happening to, you're going to be saying, what is going on? Because this person who has been betrayed, who is trying to build honesty again, is going to be suspicious of you and your intention. They won't be able to believe that there's actually someone like you who would be so patient, be so kind. And because they have been mistreated before, usually, or betrayed, they're just always looking for it. They've got an air of vigilance. And this is to be expected. I don't know if you, as you watch this, any of you have been betrayed, but if you have, seeing that hurt when clients come in, broken trust is nothing to take lightly. It is very difficult. So when they come to you and they're suspicious, or they're like, tell me again where you're going, and they want to back up and they want to go over a story, just know that is all based out of them trying to protect themselves, trying to make sure that it's safe to invest in you. They want to make sure that you are not going to do what the last person did to them. So be, as much as you can, be patient, step back, and just remember that this is their journey. They're going to question their self-worth. Their self-esteem is going to be fragile. They're just basically, they have a hard time putting both feet into the relationship. And that's why you kind of get this skittish feel from them. How you can best cultivate trust is, but first of all, you just have to do it. No book is going to tell you how to do it. You basically have to start out with small things, trust, and then build the confidence when the person actually comes through, when they actually say what they said they were going to do and they actually did it. And when they do that, congratulate them. Tell them, gosh, thank you so much. So they know you need more of that behavior. It basically means you're going to have to be more self-aware, what you're feeling, where that comes from, and then either journaling it or having a professional that you can talk to so that you can be validated for it, or they can make a note. You're doing good. You're really working this. It's going to be good for you. You're building your self-esteem back. And lastly, I think it's so important. Take time for you. Make sure you never give anyone your whole soul. Your heart, yes. Logically thinking, yes. Your gut, keep your gut intact, and your soul. Your soul belongs to you. It stays with you. Your heart goes with them. And also remember, you're more resistant than you think you are. And if you really want to build trust, it's scary for everybody. It's especially scary for you, but you won't know until you put yourself out there. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.